You know, every once in a while, you find a woman who you think just might be a good one. One who might just get it. Just might get men.
I cannot stress to you how many men I have met who thought of themselves as a lost cause or as a bottom of the barrel pick or as just like a loser guy who were objectively awesome guys.
Huh. All sounds good, right? Sounds like she's really supportive of men, doesn't she? Well, hang on, cuz.
You probably just like need a slightly better understanding of women or need like a little more self-confidence.
And there it is. So close and yet so far. Did you notice what she did there? She immediately absolved women of any responsibility and laid it all on the men. Yeah, they need a better understanding of women and more self-confidence. Sure, sweetheart, that's the problem. I mean, women don't even understand themselves, let alone other women. Yet, their expectation universally is that we men should be able to understand them. It's kind of like a shark understanding that the fish they're chasing chooses to keep jumping into the net rather than getting eaten. Sorry, Toots, but men, we don't do chaos. We do logic and reality. So expecting us to get you is like expecting Google Maps to be able to navigate your emotional detours without an address. And as to self-confidence, again, women show how they have no clue how men think, because it's not a lack of self-confidence that's the problem. No, the problem is men have learned more often than not from experience that women today have no problem attacking them for daring to approach, for daring even to say hello or good morning. Because at this point, women are more likely to label you a creep or try to humiliate you or post it all online with appropriate embellishments, of course, to make her even more of a victim than she was because they know no one will ever question them on it than they are of saying hello or good morning in return. Hell, more and more women these days are labeling a guy simply saying hi, how are you, as harassment, and then attempting to file charges or get the man fired. So no, it's not a lack of self-confidence. It's actually an abundance of self-awareness. Self-awareness that women today are all risk with very, very little chance of reward. But let's give her another chance. Let's see what else she has to say, shall we?
Like, I know so many men who have creeped a girl out before, and so they're like, well, it's because I'm ugly. And I'm like, that's not how that works. You're actually really good looking, by the way.
Yeah, sure, darling. Tell that to Daniel Pearson, who spent a month in jail simply because Angela Yurimova thought he looked creepy and proceeded to claim he attempted to essay her, even though he'd never even actually spoken to her. And that's just one of any number of cases that I could cite. Not to mention there is all those videos out there that women have made where they talk about the creepy looking guy who dared to speak to them or approach them. Sorry, darling. Either you're completely delusional or denying reality. Either way, it just shows your entire claim is pure fantasy.
You just like didn't understand women, so you made a woman uncomfortable, which is really easy to do. It's hard to understand women when our society doesn't show that to you.
And again, she's trying to blame the men and excuse the women. She's trying to make it so it's always the man's fault, never the woman's. Sorry, sweetie, it's not society that's the problem. It's women. Because you see, they get uncomfortable at the drop of a hat. In fact, they've been taught to be that way. They get uncomfortable because, as they show time and time again, they think they know what men are thinking or intending, which of course is almost always interpreted in a negative way. Yet, they get it completely wrong pretty much every single time. As women have proven, they will project their emotions, their assumptions, and their mindset onto men, all in order to justify their being able to go after the man and attack him. It's how the Me Too movement has been weaponized to create division between men and women. Weaponized by telling women that it's all men till it's no men, and that as a woman, you should always be uncomfortable around men. Any men. All, of course, while going absolutely apeshit when men apply that very same standard to women. I mean, it is all women till it's no women, right?
Our society centers men, and so a lot of men don't really know the first thing about women.
Hold on, I need a second. Hold on. All right. Our society centers men. Really, darling? Good Lord, denial isn't just a river in Egypt to you, is it? No, sweetie. Society doesn't center men. It demonizes them. Demonizes them by generalizing them, dismissing them, demeaning them, by labeling them as dangerous or toxic, not for anything they said or did, but simply because they exist. And of course, blaming men for everything that is wrong in the world. You know, just like she's doing here. The bottom line is they just can't help themselves, can they? I mean, I get it. She's trying to be helpful here. But could it be any more obvious how toxic her mindset is towards men? I mean, come on, man.
Please do not give up, because chances are you're probably an awesome guy. You probably have so much potential. You probably have all the right ingredients in you to make you delicious. You just need to stir yourself a little bit. Maybe pop yourself in the oven for a second.
Translation, men, you need to serve yourself up on a silver platter to women. Ignore the risk they present. Yeah, no, sister. I know you think men are simple creatures who can't put two coherent thoughts in a row together, but the fact is, we're anything but. We see you, all of you, for who you are, and aren't falling for this load of crap anymore. We don't need to, as you put it, stir ourselves a bit. No, what we need to do is exactly what we are doing. Walking away. Walking away from this delusion and toxic mindset.
The chances of you truly being a lost cause are exceptionally low. In fact, as long as you don't see yourself as a lost cause, you're not a lost cause. The only way you'll be a lost cause is if you decided, I'm a lost cause and so I'm giving up and I'm never trying.
You know how you can tell when women are full of shit? When they use these all over the place. That and the claw. While I agree with her a bit in the sense that she is right that if you see yourself as a lost cause, you probably will be, something men should never do. But what she's doing is trying to lead men down a really bad path by telling them that giving up and never trying to approach women makes them a lost cause. Because no, it doesn't make him a lost cause. It makes him a smart, intelligent, rational human being who understands that women today are all risk and little reward, if any. Him protecting his reputation, his freedom, perhaps even indeed his life, doesn't make him a lost cause. It makes him a man who understands the realities of life and the risk that today's women present to it. The lost causes aren't the men who've walked away and stopped trying. They're the ones still approaching women and who in the end are probably going to end up losing everything in the process.
Now remember, trying is hard. Learning is hard. It's a lot easier to sit at home and watch TV than climb a mountain.
And also remember how women love to say things like that to men, yet fail to realize it applies to them as much as it does to men. So here's the thought, ladies. How about you try a little bit? How about you actually bring something to the table instead of declaring yourselves to be the table? Yeah, I know. Doesn't fit your feels, does it? Which is why most of you are going to end up single, alone, bitter, and making TikTok videos, just like this woman did.
But one is much more rewarding and makes you feel really good. And it always starts with a single step.
And that single step, the one that leads to peace, happiness, and freedom for men, is the very first step they take when they turn around and walk away. Walk away from women like this.
If you feel really lost, check out my playlist. I've got videos about what is creepy, understanding women, how to flirt without being creepy, and all kinds of actionable tips.
Well, I did just that. I went and checked out her playlist, and all I can say is any man who follows her dating advice is doomed. She's not trying to help men. She's actually trying to destroy them. She has no clue what men want, no clue what they need. She just wants to turn them into tiny little simps to be used and abused by her fellow women. Make no mistake about it, men. You should not listen to these women. They don't care about you, not in the least. What they care about is making it easier for you to be taken advantage of by other women. Nothing more, nothing less.
I hope you do it because there's a woman out there who's waiting for you.
She's not wrong. There's tons of them waiting out there, waiting to get you in their crosshairs. And then in a few years, they're going to be bored by you and start chasing Chad, Rico, and Tyrone. All while, of course, saying it's all your fault. You left her with no choice but to do so because you didn't make her life perfect. You didn't make her happy. You only did the bare minimum. That's the reality, men, like it or not. It's why 70% of divorces are filed by women. It's not because men are abusive or they're cheating. It's not even because they didn't do enough, though that's the excuse the women love to use. No, it's because you weren't the perfect Disney prince she thought she deserved. And since you aren't, she's going to go find some guy she thinks is. She's going to go dump your sorry ass to try and find one that will. And probably end up being a dating coach, giving not just bad advice, but horrific advice to men in the process.
Who's going to think of you as the greatest, who's going to love the heck out of you. Come on, are you really going to leave her hanging?
Yes, yes we are. Sorry ladies, you made your beds. Now you get to lie in them. Alone.